Hey, welcome to this week's leadership video. I'm glad you take the time to listen to these. Hey, a couple of announcements real quick. Number one is that on April 21st, we have, right after church at 12 o'clock, we have a leadership lunch. And it's for all of you who are involved in any kind of leadership or involvement in adult ministries, whether you're leading a small group, leading a Sunday school class, leading a Kate's Cup table, men's ministry, women's ministry, the elders, all of you. We'd love to have you come for a training time, getting together to hear what's going on in other people's ministries. And this time, Jimmy is going to lead a little bit of training for us. And then secondly, the video this week is on something that I think is incredibly important, and it's on awareness. Are we aware of what's going on around us? I have a little video clip I'd like you to watch, and it kind of drives home the point of how sometimes we can be unaware.
The night is young, and so am I. Ew. I'm for green. Yeesh. Having that strange feeling again? Yeah, like somebody's calling me. It sure happens a lot. What are they saying? I don't know, but it sure is scary.
I'm not sure it's even possible to be that unaware of what's going on around you that a little child could be running down the streets of a busy city. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of times as leaders, we are unaware of what's going on in the lives of the people around us, those in our groups. Unless they share and tell us, unless they come and are very open and tell us what's going on, we may not have any idea whatsoever what's happening in their life. But the truth of the matter is, as leaders, it's our responsibility to, as we do this lesson, to look around and see if we can pick up some things. Are there some things going on? Are we aware? You know, some of you as leaders are incredibly aware. It's a gift of yours. You maybe have the gift of mercy or a sensitivity to what people are going through. And then others of us, we're going to kind of go through the Word and say, here's what it is, and this is what God's trying to tell us. And we seem oblivious to the needs of the people around us. We have to work a lot harder at it. And if you aren't really good at it, one of the things that might be helpful is to find somebody else in the group who has the gift of mercy, a sensitivity to the needs of others, a gift of helps perhaps. And you encourage them that as you're teaching, as you're leading, for them to look around at the group and see how they're responding. Somebody has to take the time to pick up on what others are going through. You know, sometimes just as you're leading the lesson and you bring up some point, you can see a person kind of cringe a little bit, like, ooh, that's painful, that hurts. Or a look of discouragement, like, man, that's something I'm struggling with. And yet if we're just so set on driving home the point of our lesson, we might miss out on that. If you pick up on it and you see somebody who is seems to be going through maybe a difficult time or responded quietly or withdrawn about a point that you were making, now, what you want to do is not right there in the class, but maybe after the meeting, ask them if they want to go out for a cup of coffee this week. Give them a call on the phone and say, hey, you know what, I just noticed at this point you kind of responded in a way that I'm just wondering, is everything okay in your life? That's one of the roles of a leader, is to be aware. And so I can't encourage you enough. I really want to help you see that that's important. You know, we have a passage in 1 Thessalonians where Paul's instructing the Christians in that church. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and beginning in verse 14. And he says this, we urge you, brothers, warn those who are idle, encourage the timid, help the weak, be patient with everyone. Make sure that nobody pays back wrong for wrong, but always try to be kind to each other and to everyone else. Well, the truth of the matter is we can't do those things if we're not aware, if we're not sensitive to what people are going through and what's happening in their lives. So I would just encourage you this week as a leader to take time to, as you prepare the lesson, pray, ask God to show you, to reveal to you what people may be going through if there's someone going through a difficulty. And then I would encourage you that as you're teaching the lesson and you're asking questions and facilitating and trying to draw out from people different things, see if you pick up anybody in the group who seems to be especially quiet, especially withdrawn, perhaps upset. And just make a note of that so that you don't call them out in front of the whole group, but that you follow up during the week. Our goal is to help transform lives. Our goal as leaders is to help people grow. And we can't do that unless we're sensitive to where people are at, unless we're aware of what they're going through, and unless we're sure and confident that they're hearing the message that we're sharing from God's Word correctly. So I encourage each of you, and I'm going to be praying for you this week, that God helps you become more aware. And you pray for me too, because that's an area that I need to be working on. Pray that I too might become aware of those around me. Thanks. Have a great week. Don't forget that leadership training a week from Sunday. See you there. Bye.